Hey girls, my name is Nicole Renard. I was the Distinguished Young Woman of America for 2013, and I'm here today to give you some of my tips and secrets to getting that perfect video of yourself so you can look your best during the competition and presenting your Be Your Best Self program. Before we dive in, I just want to congratulate you on making it this far and how much you've already achieved. I'm so sad that you won't be able to experience national finals in Mobile, but you guys are handling this with such grace, and it really says a lot about who you are. You know, we can't control what happens to us in life, but we can control how we respond to it. So I just want to encourage you to keep your head up and use this time to get creative with how you can still make a difference and be a positive change during this time and during your experience with Distinguished Young Women. It's okay to be sad and to feel all the feels, and I really encourage you to do that, but don't let it keep you from moving forward because each of you are so exceptional and have really bright futures ahead of you. Okay, my pep talk is over. Let's get into the videos. The three most important things you need to be aware of are lighting, composition, and audio. If any of those things are off, your video is going to be really distracting and hard to watch. So let's talk about lighting first. I recommend finding natural lighting. That's the best kind of lighting you can use for videos. So if you have a window or a space with a lot of natural light in your house, you want to be right in front of the window. So the window would be in front of your face and that light's going to come right in. You don't want to be reversed, like you don't want the window to be behind your head, otherwise you'll be backlit and that will be an overexposed background and you'll be really dark. So just turn around so that light is coming in and hitting your face. So this is what the video looks like if the window is behind you. See how this is exposed and then I'm really dark, as compared to when you turn around, all the light is coming in and I look so much better. So this, you want the windows to be right in front of you so all that light comes in and it looks really amazing. Now, if you don't have any windows or if you don't have any place that has natural light that has a good background, we'll talk about backgrounds in a minute, you can go for alternative lighting. So I recommend getting a ring light. Another thing that I use that's pretty handy are these little Joby BMO lights. So this is actually two of them. Let me see if I can detach them. Yeah, so they're these little LED lights and they're actually super powerful. Let me see if I can turn one of them on. So you can see there's 5 different settings. You can make it brighter or you can make it darker, but you just slip this on top of your camera and it lights you up pretty good. If you're interested in getting one of these, they're so light and compact. I'll put a little link or make sure that you get a link so that you find these on Amazon. They're really simple. But these are a great option if you don't want to get a ring light. And here's another little thing, I'll talk about this later, but this is really great because it's like one of those bendy tripods that you can sit on top of your computer or a counter or a tabletop. You can even like wrap it around anything. It's so handy, and these little lights just snap right onto them, so you have it right next to your camera. This is a little phone thing, so you can put your phone right in here, and then this microphone plugs in so you get really good audio. But I'll talk about this in a second and make sure that you guys have links in case you need to get some equipment like this. So whatever your situation looks like, just make sure that it's well lit. I recommend natural lighting with a window, but if that's not an option, then definitely look into something like a ring light or those little BMO LED lights because we want them to see your pretty face and your beautiful outfit. Okay, next is audio. Audio is so important in a video because no matter how beautiful it is, if it doesn't sound good, it will take the viewer out of it, in this case the judges, and we want to make sure that there are no distractions, that everything is focused on you. So we're going to make sure that all the technicalities are figured out so that all they have to do is worry about watching you, hearing you speak, watching you perform, whatever it is. We want to make sure the focus is on you. Wherever you decide to film, make sure it's a quiet place. I recommend turning off any fans, turn off the air conditioner if you can, turn off any music, ask people in your house to be quiet for however long it is you're filming, but you'd be surprised the things that a microphone and even the microphone in your camera can pick up. So be sure that you're filming in a quiet place, and if you want to go the extra mile, you can get a microphone like I just showed you here. This one is really great because you can plug it straight into your phone. I got it from a company called Joby, and I'll give you the Amazon link if you want to check it out. There's another one that you can get that plugs straight into your camera. They're really all the same thing, but these microphones, they're super cheap, really inexpensive, and it'll take your audio to the next level. Before you start filming, make sure that your audio works. Do a test run and say, hi, test 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to say. But I would hate for you to film a whole 30-minute whatever video and then have the audio not work. I actually just filmed a YouTube video yesterday and went back to rewatch the footage and all the audio was messed up. So make sure you check your footage, do a test run before you start, make sure everything's working right, and then film your piece. Okay, the last thing is composition. So composition basically means where you are in the frame. This is so important, and it drives me crazy when people don't know about composition because it, in my opinion, can make or break a video. So if you notice right now, I am filling up the frame pretty well. I go top of head to just right mid chest area, but I don't want to cut off my head. I don't want to be so close that I'm here, because that's like really intimidating and overwhelming. But I also don't want to be down like this, because look at all of this negative space. You want to make sure that wherever you put your camera, that the way it is positioned is nice, tight shot. I think that's how it's going to be for your interview and your self-expression, if I'm not mistaken. Go back and read your instruction manual and make sure that you're following all of those guidelines. But typically this framing is good composition. Another thing is that you don't want your camera to be too high, because otherwise, if you're down here, you're looking up at your camera like this and it makes you look really small. And vice versa, if your camera's too low, then well, my camera's on a tripod right now, but then you're looking down and you look really big. So you wanna make sure that it's right at eye level. If you are looking at your camera, that directly into the lens, it's about eye level, so that you look proportional. And that's where something like this will come in handy, because you can attach this onto something, like wrap it around like the top of your computer or something. If you don't have an actual tripod, this is pretty handy for that. I'll also put a link for a phone tripod. This holds a phone, but I have another one that you can use that like extends up. That's pretty helpful, so I'll give you that as well. Now, don't be afraid if it takes you a couple takes. This is hard. I've been doing YouTube for over 10 years and I'm used to being on camera, so it comes more naturally to me now, but I still have to do things over and over and over again, because I mess up, or I stumble over my words, or it doesn't look natural and I sound like a robot. Have grace for yourself in this process, because if you're not used to being on camera, it's a really weird experience. You know, where we're told that we're supposed to look into the camera and have a conversation as if you're talking to a friend, but it feels like you're talking to a wall. Like, how can you look into the lens and like there's nobody there and make it conversational? It's weird, trust me. So have grace for yourself. It's okay if it takes multiple times. I find that I like to do it more than once, because I tend to warm up and kind of ease into it, and I'm more myself after I feel more comfortable in front of the camera. So do whatever you need to do before you start filming. Maybe you warm up by doing it a couple times, or maybe you just do like a rehearsal run where you're not recording. But don't be afraid, and don't feel like you're not good at this if it takes you a couple takes. Take as many takes as you want. That's the great thing about digital video, is you can literally do it however many times you want. Okay, now let's talk about settings. When you record your video, you want it to be on specific settings so that it looks the best when it's played back. They've given you specific instructions to film at 4K at 30 frames per second. Now, you don't really need to know the technicalities of why it's that. They just want to make sure it's filmed at that. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I have an iPhone. I'm not sure how this works on an Android, so forgive me. I'm hoping that it's similar. I'm sure you can Google how to find it on an Android, but I'll show you how to do it on an iPhone. So you're gonna go into settings, and then you're gonna scroll down to where it says camera. Once you click on camera, you're gonna see a screen that looks like this, and it's super simple. All you're going to click on is record video, and then right there is the option that says 4K at 30 frames per second. You're just gonna tap on that, and then you're all set. That's gonna record a higher quality video, and it's gonna look really great when it's played back. It will be a much bigger file size though, so when you're done, just remember to switch it back to 1080p at 30 frames per second. Okay, all those tips I just shared with you are the same for your Zoom call. So everything still applies. Composition, lighting, audio. Obviously, you probably won't have a microphone for your Zoom calls, but you won't really need one for that. One thing that would help with your Zoom calls, if the people aren't doing it already, is have everybody mute themselves. When people aren't muted, it picks up any like rustling, or if someone sneezes or coughs, and it changes the display of the screen. So before you start, just have everybody mute themselves so that you're the only person talking. That way there's no distractions during your presentation. I'm sure you probably already know about this feature too, but on Zoom you have the option to share your screen with everybody. So if you have a PowerPoint presentation or something you'd like to show then while you're presenting, you can share your screen and pull up a presentation. So your face and your camera will be on the bottom corner, and then your screen and presentation will be on the front. So that might be a fun way to show a video or go through a PowerPoint if you are presenting. I hope these tips were helpful. My main piece of advice is read your paperwork. They are very thorough and so good at telling you exactly what needs to be done and exactly how to do it, especially with wardrobe. So don't skip over anything. If they tell you that your dress needs to be a certain length, make sure it's that certain length. If they tell you to wear a certain type of yoga pants for your fitness, follow the rules. Like, they're doing this for your best interest so that you can look and be your best. And so if you want to do well, if you want to get a higher score, follow the directions. It's so easy and it's so simple, and you'd be surprised how many people don't. And finally, have fun with it. This is definitely not an ideal situation, circumstance, but like I said before, this is all about how you respond and how you choose to make the most of this opportunity. So don't forget to have fun with it. Be yourself and know that you were called for such a time as this. I'm so excited that you are the class of 2020. You are not here by accident, and there's a special purpose that you were chosen for this year. So I just want to encourage you in that and hope you know that there's a special plan for all of this. If you have any other questions about filming or videos or the competition, please feel free to reach out. I tried to cover everything, but if something comes up in your head and you want to ask me, you can reach out to me on Instagram. My handle, I'll put it right down here. Please don't hesitate, reach out, ask questions. That's what I did when I was competing, and one thing that's so great about Distinguished Young Woman is the community that it brings in the sisterhood, because the people in this program are truly incredible, and we want the best for you, and we're just so excited for this journey that you're on. So yay, I'm happy for you. Go make amazing videos. You're the best. Please excuse the construction outside my window. Best of luck. See you soon.